Hey guys, Harry here, back with another Bricklaying vlog. It's Friday when I'm currently recording this. This footage is, from Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. This is a bit of old footage, so when you guys are seeing it, it'll be probably a week or so later. But yeah, I'm just finishing off this block cut up. As you can see, I'm finishing the outer skin. Just the top with some funky piece action. Where the timber was fucking, jutting through onto the blockwork, so we had to do some funky timber piece action with some bit of flushing up and etc. But yeah, I want to give a couple of shout outs to one person who'll probably never watch this video, Noel, on the site I've just been working at. We were chatting, we've been chatting, me and old man were chatting to this lad, and I was chatting to him extensively when I was working solo, finishing garage off today, and he saw that my gloves I was wearing, because as you can see I've got a different pair of gloves on each video, because a lot of my gloves only last about a day when I'm picking and dipping and laying away on the blocks or even bricks. They go through just as quick laying bricks. And he brought us over a fresh pair of just a rubber pair with knitted cotton gloves with the latex rubber around them. Just your standard building gloves, but they're called a Showa bricklaying Showa work gloves, and they were pretty robust. Size 9, fit the hand really nice and tight. By the end of the day, they were really fit to my hand. And they made the day a lot better, you know what I mean? They saved my fingers. I was looking at my fingers tonight. I was wondering why my thumbs and my fingers weren't sore. And just because I was chatting to that, nice bloke, he just sorted us out with some gloves out of the blue. So it's just a random act of kindness. You don't get it on all sites, but, you're running, I'm nice. I'll chat to anyone, even if I'm working away and they're chatting away to me and I'm trying to concentrate on something. I'll chat away. I'll not be ignorant, you know what I mean? Because even if I'm, in the middle of something, I'm not bothered. Just chat away, and, these random acts of kindness, you know what I mean? It just shows that, if you treat people like you want to be treated yourself, it pays dividends, you know what I mean? Them gloves, I know it's like, it might be 50p or a pound pair of gloves, but they saved my hands today. My hands aren't sore, I'm not like holding phone like a cripple, you know what I mean? Just shout out, and another shout out to Chris, my mate, who I traded my tie zack, the tie zack I was using in my first few videos, and which you can see me using in the profile picture. I traded him that, the stubby wooden handled one that I arrowdited a rubber stopper onto with a nice gripper screw onto the end, a nice little rubber stopper. Traded that for a Marshalltown Philadelphia 10-inch. The old man's using it to point up. I'll eventually get around to using that when I wear it down to about a 9 or an 8. So because I'm going these Marshalltowns, they wear down quick as fuck. And the tie zacks, to be fair to them, I know they're not made by Hunt and Sons anymore, and they're not made in Sheffield. They're made in China somewhere. But the quality of the steel, they recommend, the quality, it won't cut bricks as good, but it doesn't wear. I've used them Spear & Jackson trowels for like a year solid, and they're almost the same shape as when I got them. I don't know if that was because I was using like a traditional method, one scrape technique when I was using the traditional, but especially when I'm using the pick and dip, you're doing more scrapes on average because you're cutting out the rest of the movements. The only movements you do have are the scrapes. I'd say you're averagely 3 scraping a brick, whereas when you're doing traditional, it's more of a 1 scrape or a 2 scrape average. So you get an extra scrape per brick, But the thing is, I find when you're doing pick and dip, you can scrape both ways, especially if you're doing like a Charlie Collison square on pick and dip method, which it's quite amazing how I can do it so easy, because I've been working on doing the square on method, doing the pick and dip, to reduce movement, and it's hard. It's fucking hard. So I do, he may come out with some rubbish, and I know he talks, he exaggerates. He's a bit of a fantasist when it comes to building and price work, and he might like his arse wiping by all of his labourers and etc. But to be fair to the bloke, he's sort of innovated a really good method of laying bricks. You know, I wouldn't want him on the site I'd be working on, to be fair, but it's, you know, probably not the nicest bloke in the world. I know I won't like to sack my workforce every few months to get, you know, just because they're on the phone, but it's just, you know, he's done a good service to the bricklaying world, and you know, giving people like me and the idea to start a bricklaying channel and stuff like that. So, you know, I've got to give it to him in that respect. You know, it may not have been the first to ever pick and dip, which it definitely wasn't. It's been around for fucking for hundreds of years, but you know, he's put the idea into people's heads, and it's created better and better YouTube channels. In this video, I'm just finishing off. Obviously, you can see me, you know, insulating and doing the face side skin, which I'm working on. A lot easier, to be fair. I just want to go over a few things, how I like to lay, you know, concrete or, you know, clinker blocks. I like to do the flat spread groove. I've said this a lot when I'm doing corners on bricks or I'm doing the blocks. I don't like to do the V method unless I've got really piss wet gobbo, which it's not good to be laying, you know, concrete blocks with piss wet gobbo. You need it a bit stiffer. But on this site we were using ready mix, and the ready mix were pretty crap for the first couple of days we were there, and then the new stuff came and it were a lot nicer. But to be fair to ready mix, I think a lot of the time I'm guilty of doing this, and other people, you're probably you know, you're asking yourself the same thing. When you go into a new site, you can be highly critical of the materials, highly critical of the methods and stuff. And when you've been there a couple of days, you get used to going back onto ready mix. You get used to the type of bricks that you're laying. I know for me, it takes me about a day to get used to the bricks, and then I'm laying them like I've always been. I'll be laying the bricks like I've laid them for years. After about a day of laying them, I sort of adapt to how they are, and then the mortar's the same thing. I sort of adapt to the mortar within about a day. About a day and a half, depending on how much work I've been doing. It's you know, it's one of them things. I seem to be adapting a lot quicker now. You know, in these past couple of years when I've been working with the old man, I seem to be adapting a lot quicker from site to site. A few people have been leaving some comments asking, how do you get work as a one-on-one? I've just worked for the same, you know, subcontracting firm, for the same contractor for the last like 2.5 to 3 years. I've done my time jumping around firms, chasing an extra 20 quid, 1,000, and you earn nothing. You're just bottom of the barrel every time. You get the shittest of shit work. You know, it's hard finding the way a firm works when you've just turning up. You get treated a lot differently when you first start at a firm, which it's like a teething period, where they like find out if you're actually serious about working for them. And then after you do enough favours, do enough shit plots and do enough shit drops, you know, you start getting treated pretty decently. And sort of that's what I've been doing with the firm I've been working for. It does get, you know, it's a big communication thing when you go working for a new subby or you go working for a new bloke. They've got to trust you that you're going to do good work, and they're going to trust, you know, that you're going to, you know, not fucking, you know, leave on a 2-week holiday with 1 day's notice, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's the way, you know, a lot of the time you'll come to work for someone and they might take an instant dislike to you, and there's nothing you can do about that, and you just won't get on with that person. So it can be nothing to do with your work, or it can be nothing to do with, you know, the way you are. It's just some people will take an instant dislike to you, and then some people will take a like to you, and then normally they're the people who want you to work for them. And the firm I've been working for, you know, from sort of day one I started working for them, I got on with the guy who owns the firm, and I've sort of kept that sort of, you know, I've not tried to, you know, I've worked on my own communication skills and people skills over the years, and I've become more, you know, due diligent with the way I deal with people, and I've become a lot better dealing with my people skills in the last, you know, 3 years or so. And it's just one of the things, especially, you know, as you get older, you know, I say this ever since I've become a dad, I've got a lot more patience, I've got a lot more people skills than I ever did when I was like, you know, in my early 20s and my teens. I'll be 26 in the next 2 months, and I feel like I'm 36, to be honest, after all these sleepless nights with our young'un. But it's one of the things that pays dividends when you're working self-employed or working for a subcontractor. And if you've got good people skills, it'll take you a long way. You know what I mean? You've got to just learn how to read people, and you've got to learn to just, a lot of the time, leave your emotions at home and just sort of just leave it, just be all about work. You know what I mean? When I was an apprentice, I used to be prone to getting picked on, and I got bullied in school, etc., etc. And that's one of the things it took me years and years to get my head around, how to deal with people, how to talk to people and not think that everyone was going to fucking out to get me, which is one of the things, the side effects of, getting bullied. And you can carry things through from your childhood and when you're in school that all affect you in later life. And I had a lot of aggression when I was younger. I got into my fair few scraps on sites when I was an apprentice and, just coming out of my time. But there's one of the things I learned over years and years is just, it's only a fucking job. It's nothing to get upset about. And I know there's, you'll go onto sites and there'll be people moaning left, right and centre about things. Blokes with chips on the shoulder, etc, etc. And you realise how to control those things over years and years. And I've a bit getting older. It's one of the things that comes with age and experience. And, obviously there's an exception. If you're a fucking complete cunt, you're a cunt. But that goes without saying, but it's just one of them things. I find a massive thing, for me. You'll see me working away, and you'll think I'm concentrating super hard, or I'm really trying hard. And to be honest, I'm just working at a natural, relaxed pace. I'm not really thinking about anything when I'm laying these blocks or laying bricks. I'm just, plodding away, relaxed, and I think that's the best way to produce good output and get a lot done in a day is to not be stressed, not be carrying mental baggage around with you. And that's something I try to do when I'm working, you know what I mean? Keeping a good situation at home with the missus, with the kids. And, if everything's going well at home, it's going to go well at work, and vice versa. So if it's going well at work, a lot of the time it's going to go well at home. It's all about balance, and these are things that, there's people don't talk about it, you know what I mean? The building, I remember seeing on a Red Rose site, a big bulletin board saying mental health issues in the building trade, one of the highest percentages of mental health issues. For God's sake, just fucking talk to a forklift driver and you'll know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? No offence to forklift drivers, any watching, but, there's a lot of forklift drivers rolling around with, they can get fucking really antsy, really fucking, standoffish when you ask for a pack of bricks or a tub, or, that's just one of my prime examples, you know what I mean? There's some real fucking, I like to call it, especially when every forklift driver gets it, there's no offence to you if you get this, I'll ask for a tub of gobbo, and I'll say, I want it here, and they can't get there for some reason. And I'll start ragging tubs about, pulling stuff around. I'm quite, because if anyone's looked into my Instagram or my YouTube and stuff, I do some powerlifting. I've been doing it for like last 10 years training, and I can pull a tub around pretty easy. I'll start pulling pallets of stuff that's in the way. I'll try and make a space for them, and then they'll go, oh no, I can't get it there, and they'll go. And this is what I like to call child mode. A lot of forklift drivers go child mode, kick off, fucking, spit dummy out big style when they can't get your blocks into the right area. So it's just one of the things I've picked up. The moral of the video is, keep calm, keep relaxed, pay attention to your mental health on site, and you know what I mean, you'll get more done. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. This is the final product of the block cut up. I took the picture from the face, the back side when my dad jointed up, because that looked amazing, even though that was overhand. So I don't know why I only took one picture, to be honest. So sorry, this picture's been on screen quite a while. I just needed some filler for me to start waffling. So anyway, guys, I know it's been a bit of a mental health based video, but it's something people ought to talk about. Obviously I'm a younger guy. I'm more progressive when it comes to the mental health thing. A lot of it shows in my analytics that a lot of the guys are in the 35 to like 50 range watching the video, so something to think about. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Sorry I rambled on a little bit, but I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Have a good weekend.